It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Florida Georgia Line, sipping on fire. Gary Allen, Hangover Tonight.
How can this be wrong, girl? All night long, girl, I wanna hang over tonight.
Eric Church, Like a Wrecking Ball.
Rock you, baby, like a wrecking ball.
And you won't be hearing any of that here.
Friday, let's start it off right. In a minute, we'll be feeling alright. We're rolling through town, gonna make a big sound. Hopping those bars, gonna throw another crown down. Tick tock, but the night's not over. Another round, and I'm pulling you closer. Out on the dance floor, you make me want more. Thinking as we head to the front door. Let's take a ride. I need you by my side. Those miles flying by, feeling alive. Take it all the way to the edge tonight. Come on, we don't stop. Gonna let the tunes rock. Stereos pumping, boom, boom with the truck shocks. Ride with me, park it in the trees. One more night, you, me, and the whiskey. Under that open sky, sipping on that small batch rye. I'm kissing your lips, take a little river dip. Every inch of you is under my fingertips. Tick tock, but the night's not over. Another round and I'm pulling you closer. Under the moon and stars, drinking out of mason jars. Baby, this night is all so good. Let's take a ride. I need you by my side. Those miles flying by, feeling alive. Take it all the way to the edge tonight. Come on, we don't stop. Gonna let the tunes rock. Stereos pumping, boom, boom with the truck shocks. Ride with me, park it in the trees. One more night, you, me, and the whiskey. So let's take a ride. I need you by my side. Those miles flying by, feeling alive. Take it all the way to the edge tonight. Come on, we don't stop. Gonna let the tunes rock. Stereos pumping, boom, boom with the truck shocks. Ride with me, park it in the trees. One more night, you, me, and the whiskey. Take a ride. I need you by my side. Those miles flying by, feeling alive. Take it all the way to the edge tonight. Come on, we don't stop. Gonna let the tunes rock. Stereo is pumping, boom, with the truck shocks. Ride with me, park it in the trees. One more night, you, me, and the whiskey. You, me, and the whiskey.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. 32 Below with You, Me, and Dupree. No, that's not the name of the song. It's You, Me, and the Whiskey. How funny would that be if it was You, Me, and Dupree? Anyway, that's 32 Below, hailing from Fargo, North Dakota. They got their name actually because it was just that darn cold when they had their first band practice. No, I don't know, because their first band practice was in July, so it probably wasn't that cold. It was probably just 32. Anyway, Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Kristi Hoop's going to be our special guest this episode. Kristi is a special kind of girl because she is a songwriter, and she's only about 16, 17 years old. And she's got some chops, folks. She's got the ability to do it. So stick around here, my great chat with the under the weather Kristi Hoops in just a little bit. But first, she has been around since the early 2000s. And yes, if you do the math, that was when she was like 11 years old. Here's Ashley Gearing. Her brand new single is called Boomerang, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Well, I ain't just some piece of plastic you let go of, and it's automatic coming on back to you, just like I knew it would do. If you wanna play games in your front yard, go get a dog, let go of my heart on sugar. I ain't nobody's fool. You can't just toss me in the a ship free bird high. All you're gonna hear is bye-bye. You can't just toss me in the wind, wanting me to come on back again. Oh no, sir, not this lady, 'cause I ain't gonna let you play me like a six string, like a toy. You better think again, little boy. You must be crazy, little baby, 'cause I ain't your boomerang. 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 You can't just toss me in the wind, wanting me to come on back again. Oh no, sir, not this lady, 'cause I ain't gonna let you play me like a six string, like a toy. You better think again, little boy. You must be crazy, little baby, 'cause I ain't your boomerang. Boomerang. Oh no.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast
He's my husband. You just don't know it yet.
with me, Ben Merritt. Like us on Facebook.com/OTBP Podcast.
Back in the day, it was a six gun and a six string. Man, that was country. And that's the way country still ought to be. It was live not taught, it was earn not bought. Had to put in the work to get to the top, let me tell you. But I think's really gone wrong. These days, it's all wannabes singing someone else's songs. And everybody's doing the same damn thing. Where have the rebels gone? 'Cause we don't need another pretty boy singing pretty songs. Fake country boys doing country all wrong. We need another Haggard or a Johnny Cash, somebody chewing backer and whipping ass. I need a preacher, I need a savior. How about y'all? Can I get a outlaw? It don't have to be honky tonks, boots and Wrangler jeans. It ain't the banjo or the fiddle, no. It's the words and what they mean. If you're gonna talk the talk, you better walk the walk. And brother, that's the truth. So honestly, what would Waylon do? I can guarantee if he was alive today, he'd ask us one more time, "Oh, she sure ain't done it this way." We don't need another pretty boy singing pretty songs. Fake country boys doing country all wrong. We need another Haggard or a Johnny Cash, somebody chewing backer and whipping ass. I need a preacher, I need a savior. How about y'all? my call. Can I get a outlaw? Oh, can I get a outlaw?
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There is Luke Combs, and Can I Get an Outlaw? Well, I want to make you guess how old that really mature, really rugged, really hardcore, deep voice is. How old is that? I'll let you guess. 25 years old. Yeah, Luke Combs, 25 years old, coming out of North Carolina. He is basically the epitome of a down-home country boy, which is great. Luke has actually performed on he's done a singing solo on the very famous Carnegie Hall stage. Luke has been performing in music basically since before high school. So definitely a man you should check out. Again, Luke Combs Music is where you can find him on Facebook. I'm a fan. He just put all of his stuff up on Pandora and on Spotify for you as well, too. So easy to find. Luke Combs. Become a fan of him, definitely. And hopefully you become a fan of most everybody that we put here on the show, because that's kind of the point. The point of this show is you just don't know any of these names. You may know some of them. You may have heard some of them, especially if they're some of your local ones, and I appreciate it because a lot of you guys are listening from all across the country. I'm here in northern Wisconsin, and I know that I've got people that are listening out in San Francisco, and some down in Texas, some down in Kansas, some in the northeastern portions of the country. And then there's you who's an international listener, and man, that blows my mind. I got people over in the UK, Ireland, a couple Australians that listen. There's some people in Africa and India and all that too. So it's great. I really appreciate it. But be sure that you become a fan of these musicians and these artists as well. I'm a fan of the fact that you like me, but I'm not here for me. I'm here for them. I know, sounds kind of weird, but that's what I do. So anyway, here's another musician that's a big name and gonna be even bigger. Her name is Jillian Jacqueline, and she's been in the professional music business since she was 7 years old. Now granted, that was just coffee shops in New York City at the time, but this Pennsylvania girl also was on tour with Kenny Rogers from ages 9 to 15. So she knows what she's doing. She worked with Richard Marx to put out her first EP, and it's amazing. I'm looking forward to brand new stuff from her like crazy. But here you go. This is Jillian Jacqueline. The name of the tune is Keep This Safe. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I got a way of breaking things, jumping the gun before the count of 3. Asking for love like it grows on trees, and lying to the ones that tell the truth to me. I've stolen hearts just to pawn them off, burned all the evidence to not get caught. Never made a promise that I could keep. Yeah, you could say I got a way of breaking things. But now my hands are holding tightly to the heart. Stop this, just might be. I used to leave, it was so easy to throw it all away. But now I wanna keep this safe.
It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. I love introducing you as many new artists as I can find, and this one actually found me. Kristi Hoops is on the line. Kristi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Kristi, your management reached out to me, and they were like, we've got a huge up-and-coming talent. And I'm like, yeah, I get those emails all the time. Yeah, okay, sure. Here we go. Let's try this one, too. But it turns out, Kristi, I was very impressed with what I heard online.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Definitely. And then, well, hang on. We'll get into the rest of it in just a second. Kristi, before we get any further, though, I have a couple of icebreaker questions. I didn't tell you about this, so hopefully you're prepared.
Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm like your Boy Scout. I'm ready to go.
All right. Here we go. Icebreaker question number one. And I always preface this with, feel free to be as specific or non-specific as you would like to be, because more than likely you won't be there when this interview finally people hear it, okay? So, you ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. Question number one. Where are you right now?
I am sitting on my couch in my living room with a nice bowl of soup and a cup of tea because I have the flu.
Oh, no.
Yep. So I am just... I am settling down in my home base. My couch is my home base.
Oh.
Last couple of days.
So, I'm sorry to make you talk while you've got the flu. That's so...
Oh, no. I'm a talker.
Okay.
I don't ever stop.
Well,
no,
if
it gets to me. I need to be busy.
Okay. Well, if it means anything, I can't tell that you're ill. You sound fine to me.
Well, you can blame that on my perky attitude.
Well, we'll credit it to your perky attitude, not blame it on. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I probably got a pretty good feeling of what the next question's going to be, and the next answer to the next question's going to be. What are you wearing right now? And I'm going to go ahead and assume it's PJs, probably.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing my Betty Boo PJs. So.
In a blanket and a hoodie. And, yeah.
Oh, I'm nice and comfy.
Yeah, because a lot of people probably don't know because they're just starting to get introduced to you. You're from Colorado. Colorado is probably snowbound and cold at the moment, I'm sure.
Yeah, we actually just started getting some snow. So once again, it's cold. For the last couple of weeks, it's been really, really sunny and really warm. And you kind of walk around, you're like, am I actually in Colorado? Because it's the middle of winter. So.
Well, we here in northern Wisconsin, which is where I'm at, we're seeing, strangely enough, after last year being our record most snowfall ever in the state of Wisconsin, we're really kind of seeing like no snow compared to what we saw last year. So
Isn't that crazy?
It's very weird, yes.
It's weird.
Global warming be damned, I guess. So.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm not going to open that one. Don't worry. So. And actually, Kristi, as we're recording this, it's only 2 days after your birthday. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Definitely. It's February 16th today, by the way. So Valentine's Day birthday. Congratulations. That's always going to be a good day for you, I think.
Yeah, I know. It'll be really easy for my boyfriend because he's got 2 important dates on one day. So if he forgets either of them, he's going to be in a lot of hot water, to put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to be an important date for him to remember regardless. And if he only gets you one gift, is it okay if he says that it's a Valentine's birthday gift?
Oh, yeah. It can just sum over as one thing. We can just generalize it together as one. That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you always have to ask that question for people with Christmas in their birthday, right there. But I guess I've never thought about it for other gift-giving holidays as well. So
I wonder what it would be like if you had, like, St. Patrick's Day birthday.
You just get drunk.
That feels like a really crappy birthday because everyone just wants to pinch you all the time.
Well, either that or when you get old enough, because you're not old enough yet, but you just get drunk.
Right? Yeah.
All right, now that I've made that awkward with an 18-year-old girl on the line, Kristi, let's talk more about the music instead. All right. You're a big award winner, actually. I don't know if you realize this, but some of the awards you're winning and the sheer total of the awards that you're winning, that's impressive. I mean, you've won, New Female Entertainer of the Year a couple of times. You've run songwriting awards. We'll talk about the contest that's really sparked your career just recently, but just how much you get out there and just compete and, get in other songwriters' heads and things like that. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, we have so many trophies lying around the house. We've joked about, I have an older sister, she's 23, and we've joked about the fact that we're going to turn her room into a trophy room. So she's kind of like, she's been kind of antsy about that. You know, she just, like, whenever she walks by him, she just kind of stares at him all weird and is like, you better not put those in my room. Or not get her in my room.
Well, if she's not...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, God, I mean, I could do without the trophies. It's really more about getting out there and meeting the people and being able to play and just, you know, play my music. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But, it certainly is nice to get recognized, you know. It's definitely nice, but...
Well, that's kind of cool because one of the other things that you were doing up until just recently, and you were part of this group until basically they just were like, okay, we're done. You were part of a big traveling, performance troupe as well.
Yeah. I was about 10 when that whole thing started, and we toured all throughout Colorado, and then we also toured Universal Studios in Florida, did a couple shows down there, and then a couple of days after that, we were able to tour on the Royal Caribbean cruise liner and in Nassau, the Bahamas. So that was crazy cool for a 10-year-old. It was freaking awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of exposure to a lot of different, types of venues and size of venues and types of crowds and all that right off the bat too. That's very cool for a young performer to see.
Yeah, I think it really gave me a sense of confidence, and it really, you know, showed me that, hey, I can do this, and I can interact with people, you know, and I can, you know, make them feel something. And it was really cool for me, definitely, to be able to be out in a bunch, like you said, a bunch of different venues and in front of, you know, different crowds, and it just kind of taught me how to play each audience depending on where you were. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a really important, really valuable skill that's really important now. In the music that I'm doing now. Definitely.
Kristi Hoops here on the line. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast. Meet Ben Merritt. Speaking of the contests and the performing and getting accolades, one of the big things that has really sparked your career as of late, because it gave you the opportunity to record in hugely well-known studios, was the Lyricord Songwriting contest that you just recently won. Tell us about the process. Like, did you write something specifically for the contest, or was it a song that you had already been working on, or was it something that you had for a long time?
So that group, Lyricord, followed me on Twitter, and over the summer, and I was like, all right, well, I'll check it out and see what it's about. And one of their posts that they had was that they had a songwriting contest, and I was like, okay, well, that's right up my alley, because that's kind of what I do. So I downloaded their app, and I was just scrolling through and listening to a couple of the tracks that they had. And I found one that I really, really liked, had a really cool kind of like a heartbreak ballad vibe. So I was like, cool, I'll do this. So I got in there, and I started writing. And, okay, so the thing about me is that I write a lot of, like, heartbreak songs, even though I haven't been in a lot of relationships, whatever, but my parents say that I need to write more happy things because I'm getting too depressing. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try and write something happy. So I tried writing that for a solid hour, and then I just said, this is not working. This is not working. It just didn't fit for the music. It just didn't sound right. So I scratched that, started writing again, and then I don't know, just somewhere in my head and in my heart, it just started coming out onto the page, and voila, there was at least just something.
Well, there you go, and we're going to hear that song in a little bit. I'll ask you that question later on, actually. Let me move on past that. So, because we've got another thing that's not quite released yet, but I love it. I think it's a great tune. Tell us about Angel's Anthem. I've got the acoustic version here, so tell us a little bit about this one.
So that song was actually the second one. I started writing when I was 10. I wrote that song when I was 11. That was the second really good song that I wrote. And that one actually took 4 years to finish, so I didn't finish that until I was 15. Mm-hmm. And it was basically a song that I wrote my parents were in a military family. My grandfathers have all served in the wars. They were in the Air Force. And I just wanted to write a song to dedicate, as a dedication to those who have served our country, and also, more importantly, the families who have to go through so much and who have to sacrifice just as much as the soldiers do. So I thought it was a really important song that I think needed to be written, and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites, and it's definitely one that I have a lot of people in the audience shedding a couple of tears. So it's definitely one of my best accomplishments, I think.
It's great to sound. It sounds like you're getting a little emotional just talking about it. So I really appreciate that. It means that it comes from a very special place in your heart, and
Absolutely.
I think people are going to hear that in the song. Well, actually, when they're going to hear it right now. Are you ready for this, Kristi?
Awesome.
All right.
This is cool.
Here we go. Here's Kristi Hoops. This is Angel's Anthem. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Merritt. We'll be right back with more with Kristi.
There was a chair in the corner. We watched every football game. There was a book on the table, pictures of our wedding day. There was an old baseball glove your daddy gave you as a boy, but now they just remind me that you never said goodbye. You fought for the stars and stripes, doing that you gave your life. The spangled banner called your name to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Every letter was a sigh of relief, and I loved our talks even when they were brief. Now you're resting up in heaven, singing me the angels anthem. Singing me the angels anthem. There was a time when things were better, when you were mine, when we were together. But they gave you a tactic, you away from me. You worked to train me, fight to keep us free. That don't mean it was never easy. You fought for the stars and stripes, doing that you gave your life. The spangled banner called your name to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Every letter was a sigh of relief, and I loved our talks even when they were brief. Now you're resting up in heaven, singing me the angels anthem. Singing me the angels anthem. And when they put that flag into my hands, couldn't move, couldn't breathe. 'Cause when I looked at those big white stars, I saw you looking at me, saying, I love you, I know you're missing me. And I know it's hard 'cause I'm overseas, but I want you to know so you don't worry. In a month or two I'll be home, baby, and I promise I'll never leave again. We can live the way we did back then, love from your loving man. Last words I'd ever say, the last words you'd write to me. 'Cause now you're resting up in heaven, singing me the angels anthem. You fought for the stars and stripes, doing that you gave your life. The spangled banner called your name to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Every letter was a sigh of relief, and I loved our talks even when they were brief. Now you're resting up in heaven, singing me the angels anthem. Singing me the angels anthem.
So there you have it. That is Angel's Anthem from Kristi Hoops on the line with me. Kristi, how are you?
I'm still doing good.
All right. She's still suffering from the flu is what she means to say. No. Kristi, how's the tea? Is it helping a little bit?
It's so good.
Okay.
Ricola is my friend.
As a professional voice man doing podcasts and radio, Halls become my favorite meal about this time of year. So yeah, I understand completely. So
Yeah.
it's a singers and a voice actors kind of thing, definitely. So
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, my purse. It's like, you know those old ladies that carry around, like, the candy in the bottom of their purse?
yeah,
It's just, like, lined with Ricola.
and Ricola wrappers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of both. All right, I got you. No worries. We're on the same page on that one. So, but hot tea and honey is always good. And if it's a quick fix that you need, gargle warm, not hot, but warm salt water.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yeah, she's already heard all these. Yeah, I'm old hat. I got it. Okay. Anyway, all right, Kristi Hoops.
Thanks, MD.
What's that?
Thanks, WebMD.
Yeah, that's my nickname. How did you know my nickname?
Is it really?
You looked it up on my website. That's what it is. All right.
I did not.
All right. Kristi Hoops here at Off the Beaten Path podcast. Kristi, as a teenage girl, I was on your websites just before we started chatting, and I see a very active Pinterest page. Now,
Yes.
but while we were listening to Angel's Anthem, you were telling me that that's not very old, is it?
No, all my friends had Pinterest, and, they were like, oh, you should totally get one. We can follow each other. You can pin my pins. And I was like, this just sounds so ridiculous. Why would I do this? So, because, I've been known to be like a 30-year-old in a 17-year-old body. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see. So I thought, for the sake of my music business, I should probably get a Pinterest. And then I got addicted, and I have like 50 folders of I have a lot of recipes, and I think it's a lot of furniture and a lot of clothing is the big. Those are the top three.
Yeah. Are you handy with a saw and a drill so you can build some of that furniture? Or
Yeah. Well, my parents, I've grown up in a family. My dad is a home builder.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of been DeWalt and all the drills and John Deere's kind of been a big thing in my house.
So in theory, you could throw some of that stuff together if you needed to.
I probably could.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever missed a Home Depot trip with my dad. So
that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a song somewhere. I think you're gonna have to write a song about going to the Home Depot with your dad.
I probably should. That's actually a really good idea.
All right, you don't have to credit me on that one. It's fine. You can have that.
Okay, we'll asterisk you at the bottom and put your name in really small print.
Well, unless it goes number 1, then you're gonna have to credit me on it.
Okay. All right. Deal.
All right, deal. All right. So Kristi Hoops is gonna write a song about Home Depot, and Home Depot's gonna pay her, and she's gonna pay me some of what Home Depot's paying her.
Sweet.
She just said so. That's what I heard. So.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kristi, you got a Pinterest page. Obviously, that's not the only social media that a teenage girl has, especially when she's an up-and-coming country singer as well. Tell us how people can follow you along. This is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, if you're willing. I wouldn't, though, just because weird things can happen on that.
Weird. Yeah. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, you can go to my website, which is www.kristihoops.com. My last name is Hoops with a P-E-S, so it's H-O-O-P-E-S. I get that mixed up a lot. I also have a Twitter, at Kristi Hoops. Facebook is at Kristi Hoops Music. Instagram, Kristi H Music. Pinterest, Kristi Hoops Music. I also have a blog.
Wow.
Called 20 Mile Station, which there's a blog post on there which kind of explains the name of the reason why I named the blog what I did. But in the town that I come from, Parker, it's 20 miles from Denver, more or less. That's what it used to be called back in the old frontier western days. So,
okay.
Yeah, there's that. I also have a YouTube. Google Plus is along with that. I also have a Tumblr, which I just recently got.
You're just picking up all the new social medias, aren't you?
I know. I mean, like I said, Tumblr was one of those things I'm not going to do it. I did it.
Yeah, but you did it. All right.
but I did it. And yeah, so I mean, if you want to find all the social media, again, you can just go to my website and it's all there on the front page. So pretty easy to find, and yeah.
There you go. So follow Kristi Hoops on every form of social media ever devised by man.
Including Tumblr.
Including Tumblr. Kristi, again, thank you very much for taking some time out. Before we get anywhere, though, you got some projects on the horizon. You're already planning on doing big things. You got some more recording time scheduled, I'm guessing?
I do.
That would be great. What are we looking at? Are we looking at more fun, upbeat stuff, or are we looking at more soulful, heartbreak kind of stuff?
Well, kind of a mixture of both. There's going to be some really good, dancey, upbeat songs, and then there's also a couple of, kind of slow ballads. So we've got a good mix in there for everybody.
Well, that's good. I think a good mix is probably the best way to do it. You don't want to be known as the heartbreak kid, kind of. So
yeah, I mean, that's kind of my name around the house. So we're nice to use that. But.
Yeah, it's okay if mom and dad call you that, but not thousands of people across the country. Yeah. All right. Well, Kristi, again, thank you very much for taking some time out. You kind of already told us a little bit about the new song that we're going to hear, At Least It's Something. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it was actually a song that, of course, it's about love, which, I've only had 2 boyfriends, so I guess I don't really know much about that. Yeah, originally it was a song, about losing, someone that you were in a relationship with. But when I finished writing it, I realized that, it's more of, I guess, an anthem for loss. Like, it's really a song that's about losing anybody that you love, really. Mm-hmm. And, and missing them and wanting, to hold them or to, the memories that you had with them. It's really just about losing somebody that you really love.
Well, again, it sounds like you're getting kind of emotional and or sick about it, so.
Kind of a mixture of both.
All right. Well, Kristi, again, thank you very much for hanging out with us here on Off the Beaten Path. Looking forward to big things in your career, and keep us in the loop, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much to you and your listeners. I had such a fun time. This was so great.
All right. Well, Kristi, you enjoy your soup and bundle up, okay?
I will. Thank you.
All right. Kristi Hoops here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. Now let's take a listen to it. This is At Least It's Something. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Here it comes again. That sun sinking in. Turn on the light, turn it back off. Swimming in the sheets till morning comes. Drown in the thought of you when the day is done. Here it comes again. The pain and the numbing. Don't make it easier to let you go. Don't do nothing but let me know there was something. Oh, there was something. Something in the way you held me, in the way you tell me that you love me for life. Something in the way you kiss me, in the way you whisper sweet nothings all night. But holding on to memories won't bring you back to me. Hurting's better than nothing. At least it's something. Here I go again. Trying to pretend like watching you leave didn't tear me apart. The taillights fading didn't break my heart. It was nothing. Oh, it was something. Something in the way you held me, in the way you tell me that you love me for life. Something in the way you kiss me, in the way you whisper
Off the Beaten Path Podcast
Fresh new country.
at OTBP Podcast.
I was raised in a small town, the place that I call home. My father was a soldier, did 2 tours in Vietnam. Had a stay-at-home mother, and every night she'd pray I'd be okay. And they did their best to raise me, to point me the right way. Mom and Dad, they had their own dreams, finish school someday. But I finally had to tell them the words that I had wanted to say. 'Cause this is it, this is me, this is who I want to be. What you see is what you get, and you ain't seen my best days yet. I hope you know that when I go, I won't say I told you so, and then you'll see. This is me. This is me. I met her back in college. She lived down the hall. It was Friday dates and football games and her debutante ball. When she asked me why I had no tie and why I wore those old faded jeans, I said, this is it, this is me, this is who I want to be. What you see is what you get, and you ain't seen my best days yet. I hope you know that when I go, I won't say I told you so, and then you'll see. This is me, I know sometimes I'm all alone. I've gotta make it on my own, take every chance that I can take. I hope someday they'll understand I'm gonna be the man I am. I've gotta do this my own way. Now those years have all passed by me. Got a daughter of my own. Wants to stay up late, go out on dates, and act like she's full grown. And the other night we had a fight, and I asked her why she's acting this way. You know what she said to me? This is it, this is me, this is who I want to be. What you see is what you get, and you ain't seen my best days yet. I hope you know that when I go, Daddy, I still love you so, and then you'll see. This is me. This is me. This is me. This is me.
Off the Beaten Path Podcast, me, Ben Merritt, there's Brian Mayer, and this is me. Brian, that's the very first song that he ever wrote. So, good start, buddy. And again, it's one of those self-identifying songs where you're just kind of like, yeah, that's me. I'm in that song. Stokes Nielsen of the Lost Trailers, yeah, that guy, he co-produced that, actually. And Brian probably couldn't be any more grateful than that. So go check out Brian's EP stuff. Again, the name of the EP is This Is Me, because it makes sense. It's only got 4 or 5 songs on it, so, you know, but it's a good wet your whistle kind of track. you know, it's a good kind of wet your whistle kind of project. So Brian's a big guy too. He's 6'7". He's got a great voice. And in middle school, 7th grade, he learned to play the stand-up bass because his middle school music teacher was like, well, he's the only kid that's big enough to hold it. So yeah, I find that great. So. Stick around. We got a brand new one from a Canadian country artist that I'm a big fan of coming up in just a little bit. But right now, Average Joe's recording artists, they go by the name of Twang and Round. And the name of the EP that they're working on is Pour Another Round. And actually, this is the title track off of it. This is Twang and Round. This is Pour Another Round here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I worked all week for a pocket full of change. It's amazing how much better when we all come together. Keep them coming tall and strong all night long. Rebel yelling, it's compelling when my song comes on. I'm a dreamer painting pictures how the world gon' be. Throwing cheers up to every single homie that I see. Later on singing, drinking, got the hillside banging. Hank cranking, thank the Lord for the music that we're making. And we know just how hard life can be. So we tune it out and turn the radio up and thank God that we're still free. Sing another drinking song, get the party on, the beat that makes the girls get low. We just line the tailgates full of mason jars, about to let the good times flow. And we pour one out for our old friends that didn't get to see this year. Let's live it up, gonna raise our cups and cheers. Pour another round right here.
Watching some news on my TV screen. Politicians paint pictures what the future gonna bring. Poverty rising, y'all keep grinding. I'm gonna keep on smiling, hope the sun keeps shining. Little dust on the bottle with some fresh wine line. Good music while I'm sipping, gripping. Every song is sitting in the stresses of the world. Watch them all drift away. It's my God-given right to wanna feel this way. Guitar picking, banjos kicking, bass line bumping while the drum line winning. Favorite drinking song while I'm riverbank fishing. When the sun departs, now we fishing in the dark.
Sing another drinking song, get the party on, the beat that makes the girls get low. We just line the tailgates full of mason jars, about to let the good times flow. And we pour one out for our old friends that didn't get to see this year. Let's live it up, gonna raise our cups and cheers. Pour another round right here.
The bluegrass grows, stress of the world alleviated by the back road.
Keep 'em coming tall and strong, guitar strumming all night long. Monday comes around too fast, tonight we're gonna make it last. Sing another drinking song, get the party on, the beat that makes the girls get low. We just line the tailgates full of mason jars, about to let the good times flow. And we pour one out for our old friends that didn't get to see this year. Let's live it up, gonna raise our cups and cheers. Pour another round right here. Oh yeah, pour another round right here. Oh yeah, pour another round right here. Oh yeah, pour another round right here.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Like us on Facebook.com/OTBP podcast.
Before I say goodbye, before I tell you I should go, if you want me, baby, gonna have to let me know, 'cause I can't read your mind.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt, Lindy Ortega, and Tell It Like It Is. Anyway, she does it way better than I do. Brand new stuff from one of my favorite Canadian country music singers. Lindy is actually going to be at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, happening this week. She's going to be at the Heartbreakers Banquets at Willie Nelson's Ranch. That's in Spicewood, Texas, from 6:05 to 6:45 on Thursday the 19th. Friday the 20th, she's going to be at Opa Coffee and Wine Bar on Lamar Street. That's 3:45 to 4:30 is her set there. And on Saturday, March 21st, she'll be at the Continental Club on Congress Ave, 9 p.m. to 9:40, doing a big show there as well. So if you're in the South by Southwest area, if you got tickets, maybe you're already planning on going, but wondering somebody you should go see, Lindy Ortega should be towards the top of your list of people to go see. So definitely go check her out. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Again, thank you to Kristi Hoops for stopping by, swinging through, even though she was feeling a little under the weather. But it's okay. Couldn't tell, really. I mean, it's fine. Other than that, thank you to Kristi, and thank you. I guess now would be a good time to start talking about the second anniversary show, right? I mean, seeing how it's only like 2 weeks away. So we've got next week and then one more week after that. Yeah, basically. And tradition prevails. I'm going to have another live episode with Mr. Charlie Parr because the man is just a legend. And he's one of the biggest legends that I've got access to where I live. So Charlie Parr doing another live episode here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. And then actually after Charlie's show for the podcast, gonna kind of do a little bit of a reformat. We're gonna change things up, make it a little fresh, a little new for season number 3. Looking forward to a new icebreaker question too, so that'll always be fun. I'm still trying to figure out what icebreaker question I'm gonna ask. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But again, gonna do kind of a revamp, not change dramatically. I mean, we're still here to try and push some of the artists that don't get enough recognition of their own. You know, no radio is going to play some of these people without, you know, a lot of backing. And I'm trying to create some of that backing, some fan base for these guys all across the country. So, again, thank you very much for what you do. You're following us on Facebook, OTBP Podcast. You find us on Twitter at OTBP Podcast. And again, some of you have even contacted with some of your favorite bands and gotten them to me as well. otbppodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you very much for everything that you do by sharing the podcast as well, getting it out there and letting a few other people know, hey man, this guy knows what he's talking about. That was you, by the way, not me. I didn't say that. You said that. That's on you, buddy. Anyway, so again, thank you to Kristi Hoops for stopping by. The last regular, quote-unquote, air quotations, the last regular episode of this season will be Carly Whetstone. Carly's going to swing on by next week, and then the week after that is the Charlie Parr anniversary podcast as well. So looking forward to it. Thank you very much for being here and hanging out. Thanks to Kristi Hoops, and thank you for always showing some support. So other than that, have yourself a great week. Talk to you again next week with Carly Whetstone here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.